Sunday night, and we welcome you to Clemson, South Carolina. And we're at Littlejohn Coliseum tonight for Notre Dame and the host Tigers. And after what has been a very interesting 6 days, you see already that Clemson now at 5-7 after the 6 ball games played yesterday. The Tigers find themselves in a spot right behind Notre Dame, who is 5-6. And we get these two teams here tonight. With Malcolm Huckabee, Wes Durham, great to have you with us for our coverage here on ACC Network. Notre Dame's won 3 straight. Clemson's lost 3 of the last 4. But tonight we get to see maybe one of the most efficient players in college basketball in John Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy I think we don't talk about enough on the national scene. John Mooney, the numbers that he has put up, quite frankly, have been ridiculous. 39 career double-doubles, over 800 career rebounds, and you look at that stat right there, the last 2 Division I players to average 16 points a game and 13 rebounds per game, Blake Griffin and John Mooney. Blake Griffin's playing for a pretty big paycheck right now in the NBA. John Mooney is that good. This is going to be a key matchup tonight for Clemson.
Well, Irish have one of the most productive players in the country on their roster. The Tigers are without arguably their most productive player tonight.
Yeah,
Amir Sims is not in the building, in fact. He's at home with the flu and will not play. That takes away Clemson's leading scorer, leading rebounder, and leading shot blocker.
Yeah, he does so much for Clemson. They basically use him as a point guard at times. They run their offense to him, so obviously that's a huge loss not having him to go up against John Mooney. But certainly for Notre Dame, anytime you're playing against them, it starts how you match up against John Mooney. You must keep him off the offensive glass.
So 55 in white, Trey Jemison, his 42nd career game for Brad Brownell. It's his first start tonight in the pivot. Jemison at 7 feet wins the toss, and Clemson will have the first chance here. Tigers fell behind early at Virginia, lost by 7 to Tony Bennett's Cavaliers. Notre Dame beat Pittsburgh by 8 Wednesday night at Purcell Pavilion in South Bend. Winners of 3 straight and 4 of the last 5. Tevin Mack, an air ball of a 3, and it will belong to the Irish after Clemson's first possession.
Yeah, and interesting, Notre Dame came out in man-to-man. It will be interesting to see whether or not they change up defense and give them a dose of zone as well, too. At that time, though, contested 3. Not a good start for Clemson.
Prentice Hub. Here's Mooney's first touch and a double team offered by Clemson. And the bounce pass from Pfluger to Gibbs actually hit one of the officials, John Gaffney, tonight, who's on the whistle with Keith Kimball and Brian Dorsey. What a wild Saturday we had in the ACC with 2 ball games to overtime, including the Duke-Carolina game in Chapel Hill. That followed Boston College's road win at Blacksburg. And, of course, several games went into the final minute before being decided completely. But what else do you expect the way this league's unfolded this year? 8 to shoot, and Mack on the drive. Pfluger the rebound. Clemson plays different in this building, Malcolm, than they do on the road. I think a Tigers start tonight is almost imperative. It's got to be a good one. Here's a turnover, and Mack in the open floor around Hub. And he'll put the first points on the board.
And I think that's going to be key right there, going up against the Notre Dame team that's one of the best at not turning the ball over. See if they can get some turnovers and then get out in transition, get some early offense.
Mooney flagged down a ball in the corner. Here's Jawan Durham working against Jemison. The up and under, and Durham on the board. Doesn't score much, averages under 7 against the conference, the senior from Tampa, Florida.
And he's coming off a pretty good game, a win versus Pitt, where he gave them 19 solid minutes at 11 points and was efficient in that game. And that's a nice little up and under move right there.
Well, he's had 2 double-figure efforts in their last 4 ball games. And the zone offered here by Notre Dame, and a 3-ball from Trapp. And it will bounce out of play and belong to Notre Dame.
Wes spoke with Mike Bray before the game. He said, look, well, we could potentially play a lot of zone, maybe 30-plus minutes of zone in this game, see if we can force Clemson to be a perimeter shooting team.
Turned over again. Here's Mack with the takeaway. And Tevin Mack through traffic can't score. Pfluger the rebound. Hub quickly ahead for Durham. Notre Dame shot 46% in the win against Pittsburgh. But here early, the Irish are misfiring, and Dane Goodwin checks in for Mike Bray. Season number 20 at South Bend. 431 wins. He's Notre Dame's all-time winningest coach. 530 in his career that spans 25 seasons. The Irish have had it 5 times and turned it over 3 of them here, sir, early.
But what a job Mike Bray has done with this Notre Dame program. And
there's a travel by Clyde Trapp. No question. I mean, Elite Eights. But the Irish have only been to one Final Four, 1978. But they've been close under Bray. See what Clemson does here. Looked like they were trying to double on Mooney, but here's Jawan Durham, the fall away. So far, a lot of missed shots, Malcolm.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to try to not let Mooney get touches, and they'll live with Durham going one-on-one in the post.
Newman. And offensive foul on the baseline against John Newman III. Sophomore from Greensboro, North Carolina. Clemson's second turnover, first foul of the ball game.
That's excellent defense by Rex Pfluger. Again, sliding his feet, rest right on it. Yeah, got the arm out. Good call by the officiating. Great positioning. That's an easy call to make right there.
Here's Mooney well out against Mack. This is Pfluger. Lob, backdoor, Durham, the catch and flush. Jawan Durham's got all 4 Notre Dame points early.
Well, you can't execute the pick and roll any better that time. Pick, big rolled right to the rim. Pfluger with a nice pass. And the finish was easy.
Jemison's first touch. Missed on the jump hook. Mooney the rebound, and Notre Dame with an early advantage. Interesting to watch Prentice Hub. Just the road game and the home games. Here's Mooney inside. He'll catch and score. John Mooney on the board. And it's an early 4-point advantage for Notre Dame.
And that's great recognition by Notre Dame. Alamir Dawes got switched off onto Mooney. That's a huge advantage for Notre Dame. And nice high-low that time and excellent patience.
Dawes, who had 1 of 6 threes at Virginia, knocks down the first 3 ball of the night for either school. Notre Dame lead trimmed to 1. 4.5 gone. Jawan Durham at the front. He clutched on the 3, but I didn't think that was going to happen. Gibbs will shoot and hit. TJ Gibbs, who is number 2 in the ACC in 3-point percentage and number 1 in 3-point percentage in conference play, opens his scoring book.
Yeah, that's just a breakdown that time. Excellent offensive execution. But if you're Clemson, you're right. He is the guy coming into this game. You can't give him that much airspace.
Ball will belong to Clemson, but Notre Dame's got a 4-point lead. And when it comes to John Mooney, the numbers don't lie. Malcolm and I tell you what we're referring to when we come back to Clemson. Is brought to you by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's. 9-5 Notre Dame. Just beyond 5 minutes gone here in the first half. We use productive, efficient, I don't know which word you want best to describe John Mooney, but the numbers are real, Malcolm.
Well, when you have opposing teams that specifically game plan to keep a player off the offensive glass, that's pretty good. John Mooney is that person. We've talked about his numbers. Over 800 career rebounds. He is a guy that has close to 40 double-doubles on his career. That sums it up in the ACC. The numbers do not lie. He's the only ACC player averaging a double-double. Just remarkable.
Yep. Last year he had 13 double-doubles, 18 this year, 9 against the conference. And his team's got an early 4-point lead. Newman off the Dawes feed. And there's another rebound for John Mooney.
I mean, he just goes and gets everything. His bounce, first and second. Rarely do you see him not come down with a rebound that's within the area of him.
There's Pfluger for 3. Rex Pfluger just a 30% three-point shooter in his grad campaign. Irish have moved the advantage to 7 on the second triple of the ball game for Mike Bray's team.
Interesting thing about Pfluger, I saw him at the Hoop Hall Classic when he was coming out of high school, and I thought he was more of a spot-up shooter. He has turned into a solid defender. Mike Bray just raves about what he brings to the table on the defensive side for Notre Dame.
Dawes at 3 with the shot clock winding down, and Mooney yet another rebound. Some are easier than others. Pfluger trying to find the big man. Here's TJ Gibbs. And we're going to get a travel on TJ Gibbs, whistled by Keith Kimball. Turnover. And the Irish have run some things through Durham, but they've committed 4 turnovers here, Malcolm, and trying to skip across the zone.
Yeah, but they're one of the better passing teams in the ACC. That time you see right there, nice skip pass. Pfluger with the 3, and that's going to be something for Clemson. Again, they do a good job spacing you, and then they're a really good passing team, Notre Dame.
Dane Goodwin already in off the bench, and Nate Laszewski and now in for the first time wearing number 14 for the Irish. Pull-up jumper by Newman. 12-7, the Notre Dame lead 5. We're almost 7 minutes old first half here at Littlejohn Coliseum tonight on ACC Network. Goodwin has had a hot hand off Mike Bray's bench. Mooney misses the 3. Long rebound for Goodwin. Laszewski has had double figures in 3 of their last 5 games, averaging almost 11 a game for Coach Bray. Here's Hub, deep 3 with the left hand. And Jemison the rebound for Clemson. Tigers playing without Amir Sims tonight, who's home with the flu. Not even here in the building. Missed their practice yesterday and certainly their workout here earlier this morning. Mack a 3. And Jemison cleaning things up inside. He just goes and gets rebounds for him tonight, Malcolm. That's a win, right?
Yeah, early on he's doing a nice job on both ends on the glass, defensive and offensive.
5 to shoot, and Jemison a touch again. Jump hook, missed everything. Recovered inside Goodwin.
And that's twice now, though. He's gone to that little jump hook. Both have not drawn rim. Again, I don't think that's something that they need from him in this game. Obviously, they want him to rebound and be solid on defense against Mooney.
Goodwin. Now for Mooney. Fall away over Jemison. And the rebound for Alamir Dawes. Freshman from New Jersey. Coming off an 11-point game at Virginia. Now here's Mack. 15 to shoot. Over Laszewski out front. And the rebound deflected away, and Notre Dame in control again. Goodwin fought about it. Skip across. There's Laszewski, catch and shoot 3, rattled out. Boy, they get really good looks on the weak side in transition, it looks like.
Yeah, they definitely like that look right there. I think for Clemson, the question is going to remain who's going to pick up the lack of having Amir Sims in the lineup. I think it's Newman and also Tevin Mack are going to have to, I believe, have big games for Clemson.
Dawes over the top of Gibbs. And the rebound for Goodwin. Irish early here with a 5-point lead. Notre Dame comes in 9th in the league at 43% from the floor. Gibbs a triple. Mooney battling Jemison, deflected away and recovered by Dawes. Notre Dame is number 1 in the ACC, though, averaging 10 threes a game. They've already got a couple here and a timeout as we get a break in the action. 5-point lead for Mike Bray's team. First half continues in a moment on ACC Network.
Notre Dame with the early lead, 12-7 over Clemson. Wes, both teams have struggled shooting the ball. Right now, Clemson 14% from the three-point line, but they have done a good job keeping John Mooney off the glass. Right here, Jemison, although he doesn't come up with the defensive rebound, he does a nice job blocking out first John Mooney, tipping the ball to his teammate. And I think that's something that they're going to have to continue to do in this game.
If you're Brad Brownell tonight, Malcolm, are you thinking I'd rather keep Mooney contained at the Notre Dame offensive end as opposed to what happens at our end of the floor? If he gets a missed shot by Clemson and gets Notre Dame going, that's fine. The second chance offensively the bigger priority?
Absolutely. He had 6 offensive rebounds versus Pitt in their win, John Mooney, for Notre Dame. So you must keep him off the offensive glass.
Curran Scott had it rejected by Juwan Durham as the Tigers take the possession, and now Notre Dame off the deflection will be awarded the ball. You see the struggling of the field goal percentages, 8 of 27 now in the ball game, and just 3 of 14 from 3 between the two clubs. Irish with the 5-point advantage. Here's Durham again, who's had a lot of touches at the offensive end and has 6 points now as the jump hook falls for Juwan Durham. If they get him cranked up offensively.
And he started this game aggressive, looking for shots, and he has produced for Notre Dame early on.
Kayvon Moore is checked into the ball game for Clemson, wearing number 21 for Brad Brownell's Tigers. Newman fouled on the drive. He'll get a couple of free throws. And the foul on Pfluger will be his first on Notre Dame.
Well, Durham, they have looked for him earlier. That time getting a touch in the paint, and then nice little soft touch with the turnaround jump hook. And nice lift early. He's been solid defensively, but offensively giving them a nice boost to start this game.
Prentice Hub is back for T.J. Gibbs. John Newman is 67% at the line, but Malcolm, the free throw line could be a story here tonight. Clemson is under 62% in the league. Notre Dame shoots 78% in ACC play.
You just did the old reverse jinx. Talk about them. It could be a problem, and he knocks down both. So I'm leaving that one alone. But you're right. I think that could be key.
You still remember what I did to Joe Girard a couple weeks ago, don't you? At Syracuse.
But Notre Dame, they have an interesting stat line. They're one of the better teams at not fouling teams. So as you take a look at great defense by Clemson, Pfluger trying to get the left hand, and the denial that time, the left-handed block. That's great help side defense. And
Kayvon Moore is going to have an interesting role in this game tonight. Transfer from Texas Tech. Sophomore from Macon, Georgia, who only averaging about 7 minutes a game, but he and Jemison expected to play a heavy load tonight with Sims' absence. And here is Dawes on the takeaway and score. 5 for Alamir Dawes. And Clemson back to within 3.
Clemson doing a nice job being active in the passing lanes and then creating offense off of turnovers.
Hub can't get through against Dawes. Hunter Tyson in the game. Here's Goodwin trying to get on the board. And we get a whistle and a foul will be on Notre Dame. And it's on Juwan Durham, his first second on the Irish.
Right here again, excellent help defense by Clemson, and that's just an uncontested layup versus Notre Dame, one of the better teams, as we talked about, not turning the ball over. They're doing a nice job of team defense, Clemson, getting into passing lanes.
Tigers, who trailed early, now can tie with a 3 here. We go toward 8 minutes in this first half. Tyson. Now Moore working on Mooney, who's returned to the lineup and turned over to Durham. Mooney slipped the screen there. There's a Goodwin wraparound to Durham. Couldn't handle it, but last touch by the Tigers. And that'll get us to a timeout. Under 8 to go first half. Notre Dame by 3 on ACC Network. $11.86 to Omaha. It's our new inside look at Virginia's 2015 National Championship team. It's a 1-hour documentary, and it premieres tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. After losing to Vanderbilt in Game 3 of the 2014 College World Series, the Cavaliers made it their mission to make the 1,100 86-mile trip back to Omaha and finished the job in 2015. Carl Ravitch narrates tonight the story of Brian O'Connor and the Cavaliers College World Series title. John Mooney out of the timeout of 3 on the board.
Wow. And just a tough matchup. Obviously, we talk about the rebounds, keeping him off the offensive glass, but he also will step out beyond the arc as well, too, and stretch the D.
Kerr and Scott almost lost the handle on it. 6-point lead for the Irish after the Mooney triple. Notre Dame's already got 3 of them tonight. Tyson trying to answer and does. Hunter Tyson, the sophomore from east of Charlotte at Monroe, North Carolina's 23rd 3 of the year.
And it was much needed up until that point. Clemson, 1 of 7 from the three-point line, 14%. That was a big 3. And right now you can see the strategy. Notre Dame is forcing them to shoot the ball from the perimeter.
And Mooney spun out another 3. Dawes, trap a catch and shoot. Jemison fouled on the deck. Ball will stay with Clemson on the foul against Dane Goodwin. Sophomore from Upper Arlington, Ohio, his first third on the Irish.
Well, after a slow start, both teams now starting to knock down some threes. That time Mooney off the excellent ball movement, and then Clemson right back at him. I say early on in this game, Jemison has been the difference. Trey Jemison giving Clemson nice production in his first start, filling in for Amir Sims, who's out with the flu.
Yeah, I think if Brad Brownell could get a combination of rebounding and defensive support from Jemison and Moore, he'd try and get some others to pick up the scoring, and maybe Tyson could be that guy.
Yeah, and he's getting good looks. Again, you can see the strategy with Notre Dame. Speaking with Coach Bray before the game, he said, look, we're going to try to get bodies in the lane and keep them out of the paint.
Goodwin long on the triple. Does Notre Dame have to be careful not to live on that 3, Malcolm?
Well, it's how they are. That time, Clemson's doing a nice job contesting. They'll take open looks. But right now, Clemson's doing a nice job not only forcing turnovers, but contesting shots.
Gibbs from Mooney. John Mooney, another one. Tell you what, he's got 7. He's had 4 games this year with 20 or more. 3 of them have been against the conference. Season high is 28 against both Georgia Tech and Syracuse. He's the number 4 scorer in conference play, the number 1 rebounder in ACC play. And you could argue he's not the best shooter on the team. That might be TJ Gibbs. Tyson, a 3. And it will carry him out of bounds and belong to the Irish.
Well, he's just such a tough matchup. Notre Dame doing a nice job finding him. Excellent spacing. And that's right there. That's a tough matchup for Jemison. Obviously, they're feeling the impact, not only of not having Amir Sims on the offensive end, but obviously on the defensive end to match up against John Mooney.
See, Brad Brownell's made some substitutions. Alex Hemingway, number 12, has come in, a freshman from Indiana, who's seen his playing time increase here in the last 4 games to just under 10 minutes a game. And Nicolo Jogo has come in for the first time. You see the block by the Tigers, and Clemson off in transition ahead of 5 minutes to go, and Hemingway rolls in a 3. 8th 3 of the year for Alex Hemingway. And just like that, Clemson to within 2. Leszewski to answer. Rebound from Mack. Now all of a sudden, the Tigers have kind of hung in there through the droughts in this first half, and with 4.5 to go, only trail 2 without their best player. Skip out for Trapp in the lead. Goodwin the rebound.
Well, you can't ask for a better look. I mean, Trapp is wide open off of a post-entry pass. There's nobody within 5 feet of him.
Hub. And we'll get a blocking call on Hemingway. It'll be his first.
but their defense, Clemson right now, is their best offense. They've done a nice job denying Notre Dame and then getting out in transition. They're going to continue to get looks like this. Notre Dame is daring them to shoot the ball, and they're going to have some of those open looks find the bottom of the net.
Here's Leschewski against Kayvon Moore, who's come back in the lineup to spell Jemison. And Gibbs, who has been quiet, just the early 3. 8 to shoot for the Irish. Luger trying to stay out of a double team with 5 on the shot clock. Mooney, a shot fake, baseline, layup fell off the rim. Or Jogo, beg your pardon. Nikola Jogo couldn't finish it. 20 to shoot for Trapp. Clemson finds themselves down 2. Hemingway for the lead. Why not?
Well, in 6 games, he's averaged 3.8 points. He's got 6 already in this one. And
by the way, he's 6 of 12 from 3 in the last 4 games and change. Pfluger gives Notre Dame back the advantage. This is like one of those driveway games of around the world, isn't it?
I love it. And right now, the adjustment, Mike Bray going to the 2-3 matchup zone.
Here goes Newman. Skip for Trapp. Another one away? Sure. First points for Trapp. 12th 3 of the year for Clyde. Here's Pfluger. Another one away. Sure. 9 for Pfluger. This looks like Huckabee doing work.
Well, Pfluger's talking to the crowd. He hushed him on the last 3. This time, he gives him a little look. Back, though, to the previous Clemson offensive possession against this 2-3 zone. You can't do it any better. Newman broke down the D. Nice diagonal pass to Trapp. No hesitation and a 3 ball.
Crowd's going to want Hemingway to launch again if he gets a chance. Here's Max spinning in traffic and fouled. And that'll get free throws for Clemson. Trailing 2. It's the second on Pfluger. This looks like Sunday afternoon at the Huckabee house, right?
3s all over. I like it. This is my type of game. Both teams starting to heat up from beyond the arc. Rex Pfluger with another 3 and a stare to the crowd.
Well, a 3-point barrage here in the ball game, and some of it from a freshman named Alex Hemingway, who's from right outside Evansville, Indiana, where Brad Brownell grew up. So shooters, no shooters, right?
Brad's going to love this one right here. 2 big 3s, and then Pfluger, deep 3, shush the crowd afterwards, and then right here, another one, poor closeout, give a little stare. He came into this game averaging 5.2 points per game. He's got 9 already. We're not even done with the first half.
Clyde Trapp threw in a 5th one. And now Tevin Mack at the line. He's 60% on the year, but has 3 here in the first half. Mack averaging 13 and 6 against the league. And he ties the game on the free throws.
And he's capable of big games. Yep. He had a career-high 32 versus Syracuse. And again, with Amir Sims out, as we take a look at another turnover.
TJ Gibbs went down. He thought he got tripped. No whistle. And the ball will go back to the Tigers as Dane Goodwin also returns to take Pfluger's spot. Mooney and Leschewski play with Goodwin, Gibbs, and Prentice Hub here in the final 2 minutes and change.
And in this game, Notre Dame has 6 turnovers already, and Clemson has capitalized with 6 points off of those turnovers.
Another rebound from Mooney. We've had 4 lead changes here in the last minute. And a few ties as well. There's a foul called, and that'll be on Kayvon Moore.
Foul is called on Kayvon Moore.
He became eligible immediately, despite playing just 1 game at Texas Tech a year ago, and then transferred. Don't forget, John Rittman is piloting the inaugural season of Clemson softball. They won their first ever game the other day down in Florida. You'll get to see their first ever home game on Wednesday here on ACC Network, 2:30 and 5 o'clock, a doubleheader against Western Carolina for Coach Rittman and his squad. Look forward to showing it to you. There's Jemison, the block. on Goodwin, who thought he was fouled, and a held ball called by John Gaffney that will keep it with Notre Dame.
Physical game right here. Again, on the glass. Nice work by Goodwin, and then Jemison. Again, an excellent recovery, and can't say enough about his activity in this first half on the defensive and offensive glass.
Goodwin cut to the basket, took the body shot from Jemison, who draws his first. Fourth on the Tigers. With 98 seconds to go, here is Dane Goodwin, who grew up in a basketball family. His dad, the all-time winningest coach at Capital University in Columbus, Ohio. He had a streak of 6 straight double figures snapped on Wednesday night. He only had a half dozen in the ball game against Jeff Capel in Pittsburgh. He's on the board here to give Notre Dame back the advantage.
He's been great for Notre Dame off the bench, and an interesting stat about him, he's the only ACC player to average double digits coming off the bench. So again, providing excellent offense for them when he gets into the game.
Outstanding player from Mike Bray. Irish by 2. Mack is fouled. Ball game is locked up, and the foul on Mooney will be his first.
Really impressed with the ball movement. Excellent decision that time by Clyde Trapp. And then Tevin Mack with the strong finish. Take the hit. Concentration, eyes on the rim the whole time.
Missed the free throw. So tied at 27 we are here. 75 seconds to go first half. Gibbs. Back for Hub in the high-arcing 3. A minute to go. Newman. Hemingway again. No. Got his own rebound, though, and the Tigers get a new shot clock.
Smart decision that time by Hemingway. A lot of times you see guys try to force a shot back up.
Here's Jemison with the left hand. Clemson the lead on Trey Jemison.
Well, the first 2 tries, he had a righty jump hook. That time with the left.
And Notre Dame will take the user to lose at 30 here. 2 points, 4 rebounds for the Birmingham sophomore Trey Jemison. Tigers lead. We're back in 30 seconds. Two-point lead for the Tigers. Notre Dame the ball. 5.7 second differential, Malcolm, as we work our way to halftime.
Oh, right now, if you're Coach Bray, you got to get the ball in the hands of Mooney. I think force Clemson to double team. That's what they've been doing. Run your offense through him and then see if you can get a guy open for a 3 or a cutter going to the basket.
7 points, 7 rebounds for John Mooney here in the first half. Tigers with a 2-point lead on the Irish. Mooney wants to help with the screen. 5 to shoot. Leshevsky misses. Rebound for Trapp. 4 seconds. Trapp across the midcourt line. 2-1. Newman at the horn. Clemson will take a 29-27 lead to the locker room here at halftime. Stay tuned when we come back. Kelsey Riggs, Luke Hancock, Carlos Boozer standing by in our ACC Network studio. Tigers by 2 at the break. ACC basketball on a Sunday night. Tigers with a 2-point lead at the half. Nice moment here at the break. The voice of the Clemson Tigers, Don Munson, honored by the Alumni Association here at the university as an honorary alumnus, the radio voice of football, basketball, and baseball. With Malcolm Huckabee, Wes Durham, welcome back to our coverage here courtside. When you think about Amir Sims not being able to play tonight because he's at home with the flu, and Brad Brownell's got a 2-point lead at the break, you think, I'm feeling pretty good about my situation.
Yeah, I think if you asked him before the game, he would take that scenario right there. I think it was an excellent all-around team effort by Clemson to go into the half with the 2-point lead.
How do the Tigers do it, though? They do it with a combination of what? Kayvon Moore and Trey Jemison, who got his first start tonight, right?
Yeah, Jemison was huge in that first half. A lot didn't show up in the stat line, but I think this right here, keeping John Mooney off the offensive glass. In the first half, Mooney had 0 offensive rebounds that time with the block and then the seal. Any offensive production you get from him is huge. I think overall, he did an excellent job filling in for Amir Sims, Clemson's lead guy, and I think if he can continue that in the second half, obviously Notre Dame is going to have a problem getting Mooney going.
Well, we showed you in the first half there was a flurry of threes in one sequence, but half of each school's field goals were from behind that line in the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, Pfluger was perfect from beyond the arc in that first half. I think he was huge for Notre Dame, 3 of 3, 9 points in the first half.
Tigers with the ball and the 2-point advantage as we go to the second 20 minutes. Needless to say, in the ACC, stakes are always considerable, but maybe especially so for Notre Dame here tonight. Jemison left hand, Mooney the rebound. 8th rebound of the night for John Mooney.
Well, nice offense again. Jemison deep in the post that time with the left. Nice look, just wasn't able to get it to go. But again, I was impressed with the patience late in the second half by Clemson on offense.
Gibbs hit off the glass, and then we get a foul on the Tigers for the bump. And it's on Jemison. It'll be his second. It's the first on Clemson. That ball came off the glass almost like it was thrown that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was looking at on that one right there, though. Obviously a break for Notre Dame that they were able to recover that.
If Gibbs is that good to throw it off the glass to carry it across the floor. Here's Pfluger, nice inbounds pass from Hub. Rex Pfluger's in double figures, Malcolm, with 11.
Yeah, and he has been aggressive in this game. Again, came into this one averaging under 6 points a game. He's got 11 now for the game for Notre Dame. And I think he was huge in that first half with his 3-point shooting.
Tied at 29. Here's Clyde Trapp, who had just the 3-pointer in that flurry in the first half. 3-pointer by Mack. Long rebound, Hub feeds Mooney in transition. Blocked by Mack. Tigers the other way. Newman working against Gibbs. Mack on the drive, the scoop. 8 from Mack on his 3rd field goal.
And I think that's a better look for Clemson. Don't settle for threes, and particularly when Notre Dame's in man-to-man. Try to work the ball around and then drive the ball hard. See if you can break down that Notre Dame D.
Hub going to work. Durham had an offensive wrinkle or two and 6 first-half points for Mike Bray's club. Pfluger picks up on the dribble. Here's Hub with 4 on the shot clock. And Jemison the rebound.
Man, nobody on the offensive glass for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame had a 7-point advantage in the first half. But that was about 6 minutes in. Out of the corner, Mack. And there's rebound number 9 for John Mooney. A double-double tonight would be the 40th of his career, his 19th this year, and his 10th against the league. Amazing.
I mean, it's just, we talk about it as if like we just expect it to happen, but I mean, he's got 9 rebounds, and we still have plenty of ball to go.
Durham and Jemison scramble for it. It's last touched by the Irish, says Brian Dorsey. So it goes to the Tigers. And 7 turnovers now for Notre Dame.
And Clemson right now doing an excellent job creating offense, starting with their D. That's a great recovery by Mack. And then right here, the drive, take the hit, and finish.
Irish in the zone again here, Malcolm.
And I think, again, Clemson, be patient. Don't settle for the first 3.
Newman hit the side of the glass. Jemison got to carry him. Trapp, runner with the right hand. 5 for Trapp. The Clemson lead is largest at 4.
That's how you want to attack the zone. Ball fakes and then try to dribble drive and get into the paint.
15 to shoot for Pfluger. Inside cut, Mooney stripped of it on the way up, and it belongs to the Tigers. Timeout taken by Notre Dame. Clemson early momentum. And the Tigers have a 4-point lead, 33-29. Alamir Dawes stripped Mooney of it and off the big man's leg for the home team. Four-point lead, Clemson on Notre Dame here early second half at Littlejohn Coliseum. Great to be with Malcolm Huckabee tonight. Tigers doing it on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've done a great job of team defense right here. Great recovery by Tevin Mack. Again, you think Notre Dame's going to have a wide-open layup. Help side defense on point. That has been the story in this game for Clemson. They've done a nice job, not only defensively being active, but I think the big thing, defensive rebounding. Right now, Notre Dame only 2 second-chance points.
Yep, and the Irish have turned the ball over, given their record, a lot. Average less than 10 already, 8 with 16 and a half to go. And trailing 4, Kayvon Moore has come on the floor to spell Jemison, and Mack knocks down the 3. 11 for Mack. 5 of Clemson's 7 in the second half. And Mooney had it poked away from behind by Tevin Mack.
Well, Wes, right now what Clemson is doing is Clemson's on a 7-0 run right now. Mooney is going to go to the bench, but they have basically been shading 2 or 3 guys at Mooney. So anytime he touches the ball, they have bodies there.
Yep. Nate Leszewski on the floor as Mooney went to the bench. Here's Pfluger on a quick catch. Got Mack in the air, draws the foul. First on Tevin Mack. Grad transfer from Alabama. Second on the Tigers. Free throws when we come back to Littlejohn Coliseum. Well, 7-point lead for Clemson as we rejoin you from Littlejohn Coliseum. Tigers are back on the floor, and Malcolm, this is an interesting ball game. I mean, no Amir Sims. You're thinking, okay, how's Clemson going to survive? And they're doing it defensively. Yeah,
and it's been a team effort. We talked about this. Where would the production come from with Amir Sims out, their leading player? And it has been a committee, starting with Trey Jemison. He really has given them a huge boost defensively, and then offensively, he's given them some nice offensive possessions when he's had his touches.
Well, the league itself has been the wild and woolly, hasn't it? I mean, road teams, 45% winning percentage, but home teams have dictated the last week. 10-4, the home teams are in conference play coming into tonight in the last week. And you see the close games yesterday, 2 more overtime games. We got 10 overtime games, 9 of them won by road teams, including the 2 games yesterday, BC and Duke obviously getting wins. So the overtime games, 9-1 for the road team. Go figure. By the way, those are just the 3rd and 4th free throws of the night by Notre Dame. And the basket for Clyde Trapp. He's now got 7. Lead back to 7 for Clemson. And without Amir Sims, the Tigers, with 5 minutes gone here in the second half, have got a 7-point edge. Hub on the drive, stripped of it. Scooped up Goodwin, and a foul will be called. I think Kayvon Moore, as he and John Newman III were both there, and it will be on the Texas Tech transfer. Moore out of Westside High School in Macon, Georgia, 3rd on the Tigers.
And right here, not bad defense, but Clyde Trapp, tough shot, that time spinning in the lane. He's able to get it to go off the glass.
Mooney back on the floor now for Coach Bray and the Irish. Here's Gibbs left open for 3. Wow. I don't know if I would have done that, Malcolm. 6 for Gibbs, both of them are 3s.
And we haven't called his name a lot in this game. That time, Clemson decided to go underneath the screen. Gibbs made him pay.
He and Mooney combined to average about 35 points a game in conference play. Tonight, they have combined for 13 so far. That's part of the reason Clemson's got a 4-point lead, too.
Yeah, credit to Clemson D. They've done a nice job of containing those 2.
Trapp, too strong from the foul line. Pfluger the rebound. Ahead for Gibbs again. Goodwin slashes from the corner all the way through and left the layup short. I think he was too open.
Well, at first I thought he passed up a good look from three. Decided to drive. Turned out to be a pretty good decision. He just missed the left-handed layup.
Moore thought about it, then traveled.
And right here, pick and roll defense against Gibbs. Again, because Mooney draws so much attention, he slips the screen, leaves Gibbs wide open, and that's a deep three. All set up, though, because of John Mooney draws so much attention. They basically have 2 and 3 guys shadowing him throughout the offensive possession.
The Canadian senior Jogo back on the floor. And there's a foul on Alamir Dawes. It's his first, 4 on the Tigers. And a 4-point Clemson lead, and Pfluger will put it in play. Mooney, double team there with Dawes. Back for Hub. Died on the back iron. Jemison at the top. 16 to shoot. Here's Hunter Tyson, who hit a 3 in the first half. And that ball got knocked away. It'll belong to Notre Dame. Leszewski will check in for Coach Bray. And here comes the freshman star for the Tigers in the first half, the Indiana rookie Alex Hemingway, who came in and banged a couple threes home.
And he gave him a nice boost. Again, Clemson started off the game really struggling, knocking down anything from beyond the arc. Hemingway came in and hit 2 big threes.
Mooney on Jemison. Now here's Pfluger. Back from Mooney's 3. It's short. Got to the front of the iron. They'll scramble for the loose rock. And the held ball, if in fact that's the call, will go Notre Dame's way. And we had Newman and Leszewski. Looked like the measurement next fall for 3rd and 1 between the Irish and Tigers.
A lot of bodies on the ground right there. It's like a pile in a football game.
Thought John Gaffney was going to call for the change to be brought out. Seven minutes gone here in the second half. Irish trying to win their 4th in a row, and Hub throws it beyond the reach of Pfluger. And the giveaway will send it to the Tigers, who lead by 4 on Notre Dame's 9th turnover. And here is Goodwin for Prentice Hub.
And it's just really uncharacteristic. Notre Dame's such an efficient team. We talked about their numbers coming into this one, but you got to credit Clemson. Their rotations have been very good throughout this game.
This game is scoring at a rate that's better for Clemson than Notre Dame right now. It's not nearly high enough scoring for Notre Dame's liking.
Yeah, and Mike Bray used the number 80. He felt like if they can get to 80 in games, they have a really good chance of winning. But right now in this one, it's been difficult for them to get anything going.
Yep. Trail 4. Quick pass, nicely done. Mooney to Dane Goodwin. First field goal for Goodwin gives him 4.
Excellent recognition. Mooney understands, look, I'm going to get doubled and sometimes tripled, so guys have to make cuts. That time he saw the double coming, made a beautiful pass.
2-point lead for the Tigers. Hemingway covered up quickly this time. Tyson trying to get through on the baseline. Reroutes, and we get a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be on Nate Leszewski, the sophomore from Florida. It'll be his first of the half on the Irish. Goodwin and Notre Dame to within 2 of the Tigers when we come back to Littlejohn Coliseum. Two-point lead for Clemson, 38-36. Don't forget, following Malcolm and I here at Clemson, nothing but net. And then after that tonight, 9 o'clock, 11:86 to Omaha. The story of Virginia's 2015 College World Series championship. An unprecedented look with Brian O'Connor and the Cavaliers. 11:86 to Omaha. narrated by Carl Ravitch. 9 o'clock tonight on ACC Network and always on the ESPN app. 2-point lead here at Littlejohn Coliseum for the Tigers, who are 4-2 against the conference in this building. Jemison misses on the hook. Rebound from Mooney. And the foul on Jemison after the miss.
That's his third.
It's third on Jemison, 5 on Clemson here in the second half.
Well, Jemison, you like the aggressiveness, but that's when he's got to let go. Mooney is going to get that rebound. Again, every time he's gone to the right, it has not worked out. I think he needs to go back to the left hand where he has 2 points off a nice little jump hook. But again, trying to get a rebound after John Mooney has blocked you out, that's not going to go so well for you against anybody.
Yep. 10th rebound of the ball game for Mooney. He's got 7 points. Notre Dame trails 2. And the ball for the Irish. Going for their 4th straight win. It would be 5 of 6. Mooney for the 3 in the lead. Yes, sir. 10 for Mooney. There's the 40th double-double of his great Irish career.
And that's a beautiful pass by Nate Laszewski that time, finding Mooney. Not sure how he got so wide open, but that's excellent offense by Notre Dame.
Hemingway tries to answer. The 3 spins out. Mooney's double-double, his 40th, tied for 7th in school history. First lead for the Irish in the second. Oh, it's like, what are you going to have with you want a glass of water? It's like a double-double for John Mooney, isn't it? Simple every day. Tyson, the rebound of the Irish miss.
Mike Bray really wanted that 3. Can't ask for a better look off an excellent ball movement again.
Out front, Hemingway! 9 for the freshman from Newburgh, Indiana. Mooney to answer, cannot. Long rebound, and here's Clemson with a 2-point lead. Turned over by the Irish, and a reach-in foul, I believe, on Gibbs coming back up the floor.
Now, not sure why they're doubling Nate Laszewski, but Mooney with the double off of that one, and another 3 by the freshman coming in, and that's just really a poor decision by Notre Dame. Again, he was the one guy that hurt you from beyond the arc in that first half. No communication on that ball screen, and another 3 for Hemingway.
By the way, 7th game of the year for Hemingway, who's been bothered by a high ankle sprain. He's been back in the lineup for 4 ball games, and now he's got a season high on 3 triples. And Clemson back in front too. Hesitation by Dawes. Tyson trying to add to it. And Laszewski runs down the long rebound.
Well, what a play by Dawes. Everything except the bucket.
Here's Laszewski. Now Hub to work. Laszewski with Dawes in the mismatch. There's the double team again on Laszewski. Skip it for Gibbs. 10 to shoot. Soft runner good for TJ Gibbs. 8 for Gibbs. The crisp ball movement, Malcolm.
Yeah, and excellent patience again by Notre Dame, not settling, playing out of the double team. That time they caught Clemson late in their rotations.
Trap, and a foul on the perimeter, I think Gibbs. That'll be his second, and the third on Notre Dame.
Third team foul.
Well, we've seen excellent ball movement by Notre Dame. Ball whipping around that time. Poor closeout by Clemson. Gibbs, excellent decision not to settle a 4-3, and that's something that Notre Dame has done as of late. We talked about it coming in 5 straight games where they scored 80-plus points. They do a nice job spacing you out.
Here's Moore on the inbounds, and right back to Dawes. Skip back for Kayvon Moore. He traveled again. 41 all and a turnover by the Tigers. Well, if this thing's close late, Notre Dame will be familiar with close games. Irish have been in a bucket full of them this year.
They really have, and I think the advantage although they're on the road, goes to Notre Dame. Clemson without Amir Sims, their leading scorer, and a guy that does so much for him. But look at these numbers right here. Notre Dame, their losses by 5 points or fewer in this season.
Tried to skip it in the corner to Gibbs, deflected over the end line. BC game is at South Bend, NC State and Raleigh, the Louisville game at Purcell Pavilion. They've had 2 unbelievable games with Syracuse, each is one on the other's floor.
How about them putting up 84 against Florida State?
Yep. Leszewski misses. So we're tied at 41. Better than 8 to play. Newman. Here's Mack in from the left wing. And the rebound for Durham. Pfluger for Leszewski. Now Gibbs. Boy, TJ Gibbs wanted to skip it all the way across to Hub, but Tigers have been able to deflect a lot of that tonight.
Yeah, that was excellent transition defense that time by Clemson. All 5 guys getting back and finding a Notre Dame player.
Lob for Leszewski, a pass thrown at the front of the rim, and he couldn't control it, and here's Clemson. Dawes, Jemison. Now Mack going baseline. Tigers lead. 7.5, 13 in the ball game for Tevin Mack. Well-traveled Tevin Mack started his career at Texas, then at Alabama a year ago, averaged 9. He's averaging almost 13 in ACC play this year. Durham the catch. He's fouled on the play. And we're going to get a break in the action before the free throws. Newman commits the foul. 6 on Clemson. But Tevin Mack has pushed the home team in front. Sean McDonough, Dick Vitale tomorrow night at Cameron in the Crow's Nest for the Noles and the Blue Devils.
I cannot wait for that. And how about the job that Leonard Hamilton has done? Yes, Coach K is a Hall of Fame coach, but Leonard Hamilton, 354th career win, put him 5th place in ACC history with wins. I can't say enough about the job he's done with that Florida State basketball program.
Noles roll into Durham after hitting 13 threes yesterday and putting 99 points on Miami. And needless to say, Duke will have to find a way to measure the emotions after that Wildwood last night in Chapel Hill.
I think everybody's still just in awe of how that game ended and how they were able to win.
Yep.
Certainly, Duke, North Carolina never disappoints. Last night, I'm not sure where it goes in the history of that series, but that's got to be top 10 finishes.
The list is getting crowded, let's put it that way. 43 all. Durham hits both free throws. He now has 8 in the ball game. And here's Mack missing badly on a 3. Gibbs the rebound. Tigers have been very good in this building. Going to be Duke and NC State here. Syracuse has fallen in this building, along with Wake Forest. Mooney out of a double team. Skip across. Goodwin for the lead. Left it short. This game being played on the perimeter tonight, Malcolm. Maybe more so than we thought.
It really is. And again, Clemson doubling Mooney. But then the rotations, again, they've done a nice job getting out of those double teams and getting out trying to contest shots.
Newman uses the Jemison screen. Mack trying to get by Mooney with 7 to shoot. Tough shot. Durham cleans the glass. Mike Bray wants to gear it down here with 6:03 to go. Javon Durham clutched on one again. Here's Mooney shooting for the lead. And one!
Well, you asked me earlier if this game comes down to a couple of possession, who has the advantage? I'm going Notre Dame. This guy right here, John Mooney, one of the better players, not just in the ACC, but in the country. Guy's averaging a double-double the last 2 seasons, and he is doing it all right now for Notre Dame. Beautiful offensive execution by Notre Dame. And then Mooney with a chance for a 4-point play.
Yep. 14 now for Mooney to go with the 11 rebounds. 7 in each half. How is he not on the wooden list, Malcolm?
You know what? I'm just going to say it again. Amir Sims and John Mooney are two of the best players in the country.
Oh, yeah! Alex Hemingway.
Alex Hemingway from inside the line for the first time tonight. He's in double figures for the first time as a Tiger with 11. A man from outside of Evansville, Indiana, has helped Clemson offset the loss of Mooney, and there goes Prentice Hub. His first basket of the ball game coming with 5:20 to play.
And it was huge. Quiet all game. Haven't called him much, and no hesitation.
Tyson foul before the dunk, and it's on Mooney.
33, John Mooney.
It's his second, fourth on Notre Dame.
Fourth team foul.
This is deep, Malcolm.
Right here, again, no hesitation, little dribble handoff, no closeout that time by Dawes, and Prentice Hub with the rainbow three. That thing did barely touch the net.
5-point lead for the Irish, coming up on 5 to play here at Littlejohn. Tyson, bounce pass to Jemison with Mooney defending. So you go right hand, nope, skip out, 3-ball Hemingway. Wow. What a story Alex Hemingway's writing tonight. 14 points and 4 threes. Tigers to within 2. Durham will shoot his first 3. Rimmed off, Tyson the rebound. 2-point game.
I'm not sure that's the look that Mike Bray wanted.
Pfluger is following Hemingway at the top of the screen across the floor now. Here's Trapp for a triple. Hard off the back iron. Jemison the rebound. And a foul called on Pfluger for the reach. It'll be his third.
Right here, I think coming into this one, if you say you're going to get 12 points from the freshman who had only 6 in 6 games this year, you'd say no way, but he's got 14, 4 or 6 from the 3-point line, and really he has been huge in this game, picking up for the loss of Amir Sims, who's out with the flu.
And a timeout will be taken here. Trey Jemison, I think, had a contact come loose, so Brad Crow, the Tiger trainer, trying to help him out with some saline solution. Brad Brownell takes a timeout. Don't forget, following the game tonight, nothing but net. Kelsey Riggs, Luke Hancock, he's a shooter. Carlos Boozer, double-double waiting to happen, right? Plenty to cover. They'll look at the week gone by and the week ahead. I think they'll have a note or two about Duke and Florida State tomorrow night. And if you come around to talking about shooters tonight, Hancock, I got a candidate for you, Malcolm.
Yeah, this guy right here, looking a little like Luke Hancock right here. He can shoot the ball. Alex Hemingway has been huge for Clemson coming into this one. Nice little dribble handoff. That time, Jemison with the nice cross-court pass. And the boost that he has given them in this game, I'm not sure too many people had that in the scouting report.
Nope. But he's moving up the chart in the scouting report, whether it's Pittsburgh on Wednesday night or somewhere in the season, right?
Absolutely, and he's done it on an efficient.
And he just got fouled by Pfluger, and that's his 4th. And 2 shots. Hemingway was on the line. 4 on Rex Pfluger now with 4:04 to play.
Well, that's what happens when you're 4 of 6 from the 3-point line. In this game, 14 points. And Pfluger that time, poor closeout. Hemingway sold it a little bit, but again, that's all set up because he's been able to knock down threes in this game. He does a nice job moving without the ball.
First free throws of the year here for Alex Hemingway. He had 17 points in 5 games entering tonight. And he's about doubled it. Now has 16 tonight. The game is tied at 50. We opened the broadcast telling you how efficient and productive John Mooney was, and Clemson's most efficient and most productive player is in bed with the flu. So where were they going to get the points tonight?
I'm sure a lot of people have that one, Alex Hemingway, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the wrong answer, but certainly the Clemson fans enjoy watching this. Sometimes with an injury, things come out like that, but Gibbs with the answer. Another guy that we thought we'd be calling his name a lot, credit the Clemson D, but a soft touch that time by Gibbs in the lane.
2-point lead for the Irish. And Hemingway could not handle the pass from Trapp. But TJ Gibbs, if he starts waking up, that could be trouble too for Clemson.
And he is so tough in the mid-range game that time. Nice little rub screen and soft touch that time from the free throw line.
Hub. Mooney. Pfluger. Little fall away baseline. Rex Pfluger. 15 now for Pfluger. And a timeout taken by the Irish, who go in front 4 with 3:14 to play. Big basket from the grad student from Dana Point, California.
And Pfluger's got a little extra to him. He's been talking to the crowd whole night, and he is fearless. Mike Bray talked about what he means to this Notre Dame team. He said, listen, he is the heart and soul of this team. Right here, step back jumper in that first half. He was knocking down threes. And again, when I say he's got a little extra, I love it. Again, that's a tough step back three over Hemingway, and he had a little word for the fans there at courtside.
You can see him laughing.
Oh yeah, and he's been active the whole night with the crowd, but certainly they needed all those points that he's given them, 15 for the game. But I think in the first half, that's where he was huge. 3 of 3 from the three-point line.
4-point lead for Notre Dame. Tyson on the floor now with Dawes, Trapp, Hemingway, and Jemison. Mooney, Goodwin, Pfluger, Hub, and Gibbs for Mike Bray and Notre Dame. Here's Trapp. On the drive, back for Jemison.
Jemison.
55, sets it down with 2 hands. 2-point game. Hub, Mooney juggled it briefly. 15 to shoot. Hub, foul line. Bounds away, the rebound inside, and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Tigers with 2:26 to go.
Well, this is how they've stayed in this game. We talked about their D, but then efficiency. When they've run their sets, they've gotten some high percentage shots. You can't do it any better that time. Dawes with the beautiful dish and finish.
Jawan Durham has come in the ball game, and it looks like he's going to find Jemison out of Notre Dame's man-to-man. Mooney will square with Tyson. Meanwhile, Hemingway missed on the 3. A rare miss for the freshman. 2 minutes to go at Littlejohn Coliseum. Tigers have won the last 2 in the series. Last year was a 2-point game at South Bend. It's a 2-point game here with Gibbs. And the rebound for Dawes. Jemison at the top. Trapp with 15 to shoot. Trapp went baseline, got it to Dawes, and Clemson lost it. Dawes couldn't handle it in front of the bench. Turnover will send it to the Irish.
And this is where I think the absence of Amir Sims hurts Clemson. Again, he is the guy that they run their offense through quickly. I think for Notre Dame right now, Wes, you have to get John Mooney a touch. Again, force Clemson to double or put him in a screen and roll situation, let him pop out, but he must touch the ball. And I think you got to run your offense through him.
Pfluger. 3 ball. Got it! Big-time shot, Rex Pfluger.
Well, what do I know? Just let Rex Pfluger tee one up from beyond the arc. That was deep. It was contested. And he is smiling at the crowd right now. He has had a back and forth all game long with this Clemson crowd.
Pfluger's got 9.5, 18 in the game, and he's perfect from behind the line.
Wow. I mean, that's deep. That's contested. And then he is just loving the back and forth. Turn, look, give him, hey, listen.
Telling the bench, I got you. Wow. Don't forget, ACC Network's your home of ACC softball. John Rittman and the Tigers in their first season ever as a program. They'll host Western Carolina. We got the doubleheader for you here on ACC Network Wednesday, starting at 2:30. Also available for you on the ESPN app. 5-point game with 61 seconds left to go. And Malcolm, stakes for Notre Dame tonight. A win here puts them at 6-6 in the league and tied with NC State. And they go to Virginia on Tuesday and at Duke next Saturday for Mike Bray's team.
And, you know, you look at how they've done it. For both teams, really, unlikely offensive heroes. If you came into this game and you asked Mike Bray that who's the guy you got to stop for Clemson, I don't think Alex Hemingway was on his list. And then I think on the other side for Clemson, I don't think Rex Pfluger, you don't think he's going to come out and have the type of offensive game he had tonight for Notre Dame.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about Pfluger, only 3 points against Pittsburgh. He had 13 in the win against Georgia Tech. But when you talk about Rex Pfluger, the one thing you do notice is, since coming back from that torn ACL that cut his season short a year ago, his point production has been down. In fact, his number tonight is a season high, and he is just fouled out of the ball game. So Pfluger fouls out after hitting the 3 to make it a 5-point game.
And let's see right here, chasing over. Yeah, that's a foul.
Yep.
I mean, even though he might think it's incidental, he runs into Newman, who's trying to get a pass. So, again, obviously, two things. Number one, it's 5 fouls, and also it puts Clemson on the free throw line.
Newman is 3 for 3 at the line. 1-1, by the way, after the foul on Pfluger. So he's got a season high 18, but he's done with 55.8 left. And the Tigers are within 3 on the free throws from John Newman III. Now here's a double team on Hub. Prentice Hub trying to get to the front court against Hemingway. Jump pass, Mooney the catch. Leszewski at the back end, the layup. Nice pass from Mooney. First points for Nate Leszewski.
Wow. I mean, that's excellent patience by Notre Dame. What a pass by John Mooney.
18 to shoot, 30 seconds to go here at Littlejohn. Newman. Tyson. Back for Newman. 10 to shoot and a 3. Knocked away. Hub the rebound. Into the front court and a foul on Hemingway. And with 17.2 to go and a 5-point game.
Well, right here, again, excellent press offense. John Mooney, the heads-up play, and then Leszewski with the nice up and under. But on the other end, right here, again, almost a steal that time by Clemson. Heads-up play, but you know, back to the offensive possession for Clemson. They were searching for a 3. Now, again, you don't mind a 3 in that situation, but you don't need to force one. Plenty of time to get a quick 2.
Prentice Hub, who's kind of been the king of the road for the Irish. Only a 3-pointer tonight and missed the free throw. Clemson will have to hurry here if they want another chance. Dawes spinning, lost it on the dribble. Mooney will scoop it up. Under 10 to go on the Tiger turnover, and there's the foul by the freshman.
Foul is on Alamir Dawes, his second.
Well, the Dawes foul is his second, and there is our Zaxby's player of the game. Season high 18 tonight for the Californian Rex Pfluger, including big shots in the second half.
Yeah, there was no question whatsoever. If Notre Dame, it looks like they're going to win this game, who the player of the game was. Yes, this guy at the line, another double-double for John Mooney. We expect that from him, but obviously the career-high 18 points for Pfluger in this game was the difference for Notre Dame.
15 points, 11 rebounds, make it 16 points, 11 rebounds for John Mooney. 61-54 Notre Dame. Tevin Mack will back out for three. That'll make it a 4-point game, and that will be the margin. Notre Dame wins their 4th in a row, and for the 5th time in the last 6 games, and the Irish go to 15-8, and they're now tied at 6-6 with NC State for 6th in the ACC as the weekend comes to a close, 61-57.
Yeah, road win for Notre Dame. If you're Mike Bray, obviously you have to be pleased that you get one on the road. Clemson on the other side, obviously without Amir Sims, their best player, they were able to hang around, but obviously a tough loss at home.
Well, Malcolm Huckabee, Wes Durham, our producer Rick Valenzik, our director Dave Tasca. Notre Dame a road winner, 61-57. Nothing but net is coming up next. Here's Kelsey Riggs.